Hello guys, welcome back to 1878 Blues. Tottenham 4, Everton 0, 0 goals scored, 0 points, and 7 goals conceded. 007, mission complete. We're fucking shite. Oh God. I'm trying to get inside my head that every start of the season I can remember in my lifetime, most of the time, we're fucking terrible at the start. We have a slow start and we're always chasing the pack, whoever that pack is. And in recent times, it's been the promoted teams and any other crap teams in the league. There's nowhere I can really go with it. You know, there's people on here who take the piss and say you don't watch games, and I do when I can watch them, and I will watch them, and hopefully I could get like a longer version to watch, like a 60-minute, 40-minute video highlight or something like that, whenever I can get one, and I could do a deeper analysis on it. But this is my initial reaction to the game, and from what I've seen online, and obviously the highlights. But you know what? At the same time, sorry, I keep moving on. Do I really need to see the game? Do I? It's the same. It's the same old stuff every time. And you know what upsets me the most? Why can't you just give it a fucking go at the start of the season? Like, I understand, and the excuses will come out with squad is paper thin, it's terrible. You know, for years now, we've had 2 goalkeepers on the bench for most Premier League games. The squad has been paper thin for a very long time, but it's even thinner now. And it's dire, and it's terrible. And it's not giving me any optimism or hope whatsoever. And the players on the pitch still, to me, should be doing a far better job than what they've produced in the last few days. Now, you go, well, some of them are deadwood. How many players do we need to keep saying deadwood? You know, these players have played long enough to not put in performances like that, and twice in a week, against sides. Yes, Brighton have a decent outfit. Both sides are better than us. Let's just put it that way. I'm not expecting to win any games or draw any games. We should really, on paper, be getting beat. But it's the manner of the way we lose is upsetting, and it pisses me off. And no wonder Dyche is getting the flack for it. If they gave it a go today and the quality just overshot us, fine, whatsoever. And obviously it's a 38-game season. Every game does count. You might go, well, you know, if we wasn't as open as we was in the first 2 games and lost 9-0 both games, our goal difference wouldn't be as shit. But at the same time, it's like showing that we're already in a dogfight already, and that's the hope for this season, to stay up again, which is absolutely pathetic. Let's just cut it here. Like, it's pathetic, in it now. I mean, we just know everything about what's going on with this club. It's no point me going in deep with it, but it's so boring. It's just terrible to be an Everton fan. It's terrible. It's worst start I've seen for ages in terms of, you know, we haven't even scored a goal. We've been battered both games. Could have been even worse. It's just shocking. Like, these players are not helping themselves whatsoever, but it's this negative. I don't mind when Dyche does it when we really need it, but at the start of the season, I just hope for a bit more open play and a bit more risk. And yeah, you might get punished for it a bit more, but I would rather have that than just be a shithouse for both games. You know, playing defensively against Brighton, yeah, at the start we played well, had a few shots, could have scored, didn't, had an offside goal, stuff like that. But then after that, you're going to go down. You know, when we go goal down or 2-0 down, there's no other team, I swear, in the league, or probably across the 4 divisions, professional divisions, that you're going to say, you know, we have no chance of coming back now. Even if you're fucking dog end at the table, they'll probably have more fight than us. Once we go 1-0, 2-0 down, it's pathetic. I mean, I've said this so many times. And when's it ever going to change? We've changed the managers. We've changed a lot of the players. When is it ever going to change? We can't just go Michael Keane and that's it. That's why we're shit. Michael Keane, I don't even know if he's done a foot wrong today. Probably has, because we've conceded 4 goals and you're going to be ultimately responsible for that. Well, I think one of the goals got beaten here. So, yeah, he has a fault. But I can't just blame it all on him. The other players have got to be standing up. I couldn't give a shit. It's not good enough. The attack and play is fucking dire. Now, I don't know if that, again, is Dyche reducing them to do as much as they can on the ball and kind of being too careful and too safe and not losing possession. It's just a load of bollocks, isn't it? Like, you've got to get at these teams, some of them. You know, especially when you're at home, you've got to keep the momentum up. And we played too defensively like we did last season a lot of the time at home and got punished for it. Hence why our home record is shocking, apart from towards the end of the season when we really needed the wins. Again, desperation. And it's just how much more do we have to put up with it? And, you know, in my opinion, his job's on the line if he gets beat by Bournemouth. It really is. But then at the same time, is it? Because we can't fucking afford to get rid of him. And who we're going to bring in? Moyes. I mean, his football wasn't great at West Ham. Be great to have him back, but at the same time, is there any difference? What's the point? Potter, what's the point? I don't get it from Potter. And also, he has a playing style which our players simply can't fucking do. Some of them are not good enough. It's just pathetic. You know, people can throw Dixon in there. Well, other players and other teams get thrown in the deep end sometimes. That's how you learn the hard way. At the end of the day, he's probably our best player in the first half. Not too sure in the second half. But either way, you know, that shows how shy Holgate is. He's getting replaced by a player who's never played the top flight of football before. But, you know, he outshone everyone in the first half because he's got a kind of like a no-fuck attitude, I'm assuming, at a young age, like most young footballers these days. Kind of an open, free kind of way of playing, even though I'm surprised if that's the case how he played, because Dyche will reduce everyone's fucking abilities to do anything because he's too stubborn, too worried, trying to keep the game as tight as possible, which you could say is a sensible way to approach it. But these players, once they go 1-0 down, we're fucking done, and the goal can come from anywhere. And the goal coming from a fantastic goal strike from Basuma, but you know the defensive work before it was not good enough. Should have got tighter. I think we could have avoided that many times before that goal went in. Second goal, Pickford fucked it. You know, just goes through the team once the rest of the players aren't fucking doing the jobs properly. Yeah, terrible, absolutely terrible. Son scores and that's it. Then the game's over. Game over is at 1-0 anyway. Game over is before the match started, because you look at that team and you just go, I just know that you know right away. There's no point me watching it. You know DCL's going to get isolated. If McNeil, Harrison's not having a good game, just one of them not having a good game, it all falls apart from the attacking points. Because they never both have a good game at the same time. I don't think I've ever seen that. If so, it's very rare. You know, they lost the battle in midfield today. Timo Ibrahim, however you say his name, in Ghana guy, lost the battle in midfield today. It wasn't good enough. We can't go Timo too much because he's just come in. Defensively not great again. It's just it's not good. Third goal, I said, defenders getting beaten in the set piece, which we normally good at. Now we're shite at. We can't fucking score. We can't stop conceding. It's just terrible. And the fourth goal, can't even remember how it happened, but I know Son scored. I think it put it through Pickford's legs. And I'm sure there was a mistake before that in the middle of it. Someone lost possession. Either way, shite. Absolutely shite. You know, I don't get optimistic. You get the tiniest bit of hope, and at this point, I didn't feel like I needed to worry too much. And listen, we are missing a lot of players, but I still think the players who have played in these past 2 games, there's still not a good enough excuse for the performances we've put in. It's fucking a shambles. It's embarrassing. Some of them call themselves Premier League players because the lack of talent in England, where you need obviously a certain amount of English players in your side to go with the rules and stuff. The lack of decent talent out there, or maybe just searching the wrong talent, and we keep going for players that we trust. But these players we trust don't do a good job 80-90% of the time, which is a very high statistic. So you're keeping these players on board all the time. No one else wants them. Wonder why. And like I said, I'm not just blaming it on them, but it's just fucking terrible. I've got no words of how bad both performances have been. Throwing Lindstrom and Dyer on the bench when we was crying out for them, even though they haven't shown us too much as of yet. Just their directness and just a different type of attacking players to the players we have. If they don't get a start against Bournemouth, you might as well just not fucking watch the game. You might as well not even turn up to the ground, because it's going to be stale football again. And I will guarantee you, if he names that same lineup against Bournemouth, we are getting beat by Bournemouth. I do not care. Jake O'Brien needs to be called in here, because I just don't give a fuck. Like, if they're not ready, why is our players never ready? It just feels like they're never ready. Other players just get thrown in other clubs. I've seen so many players start and they played a few pre-season games, come from other leagues, and they get thrown in. It's pathetic. It's pathetic. I think it's an excuse. And you can say, well, why would Dyche make it harder for himself? If this player's ready, he's ready. But he's too stubborn in his ways, and he wants someone to be 100% to throw them in. I don't give a fuck. Half Jake O'Brien will be better than Keane, and I've barely watched Jake O'Brien play. But you need something different. You need some sort of a change. And to go with the same lineup, barring Young, for this game is criminal to me. McNeil was shite. Harrison was shite. Why are they still starting? Get Lindstrom in there. Decore, no man's land. Always no man's land. When the players are out and you've got the likes of Decore and Dominic Calvert-Lewin, they will not change a game for you. They will not make a difference. They need other players who are decent-ish, because I don't think we've got a very good squad at all to help them and push them. They're not game changers, any of them. They're isolated and, like I said, overrated. We rate them because they've done jobs for us, which have helped us in certain situations. But overall, they're not good enough for this club. But there's nothing we can do. We have to keep these type of players. You need the squad. You don't need just a good first 11. That's it. But my lord, if he doesn't start these players against Bournemouth, I'm gonna start questioning Dyche here, because it's embarrassing. It's the excuses he gave after this game, not good enough to me. A pathetic performance, horrendous start to the league, and now I'm just dreading it, because you do look at us now and look how paper thin we are, and get these players back, but then you need only a few more injuries, a few key players injuries, and our squad's completely decimated. It feels like if you're losing 2 key players in our squad, it feels like you're missing 10, because it just makes such a difference. We're not going to bring any more signings, and Trippier's not coming. I am worried. I am actually worried, because to not get another striker in. None of these players are filling me with confidence. Beto or Calvert-Lewin. Let's just see next week. I'm going to make more of a judgment on it by then. But if he doesn't start, if he doesn't drop Decore or McNeil and Harrison, one of them too, because I can't drop both, we haven't got enough players, there'll be a worse reaction, and especially if we got beat as well. You need to be starting Lindstrom. And then I don't give a fuck if they barely played them, how much I've watched them. I don't care. You've got to try something different, because this is not working, and he's been too safe already at the start of the season when you shouldn't be. You should be trying to be expansive, trying to play a new brand of football. You've brought these players in and you're not even playing them. And I'm just hearing excuses. And to me, simply, it's not good enough. Anyway, I'm out. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you all soon.